Oh shit! Here we are.
You got to do the clap.
You know what's so
Intern
great
red.
is like it's all of us. I'm so excited.
We got to do a clap.
Yeah.
Where's the clap?
You smell good.
Well, I'm waiting for you guys to shut up.
Okay.
Ready? Episode 1.
1, 2, 3.
Hi. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Be Uplifted.
We're back.
The long-awaited 5th season, even though season 4 was like 5
The anticipated much.
I know. There was lots that went on, so sorry for the abrupt ending, guys, of season 4, but we're back, and we're here. I was going to say, and we're great, but we're here.
We're here.
We're here. We're here.
We're here.
So,
that's one way to say it.
and
We're
the
here.
whole team is here, you guys, so be excited.
We even have intern number 1 over there.
Yep.
Yes.
Hi.
Pew, pew, pew,
It feels
pew.
like home.
It
We're
does.
missing intern number 2.
Oh, yeah. Intern
Mod,
number-
shout out intern number 1.
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm on a different thing now. I'm like,
Oh, because you have a lot
no,
going on too.
now it's just live streams. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So actually, speaking of, let's get to that. So how's everyone been? Let's go down the line here. Go ahead, Rich.
I've gained more reptiles at home.
Nice. Tell us how many animals you have at home, or reptiles.
How many reptiles?
Reptile babies.
We have 6 snakes.
Oh, I was like, is that the end of the story?
No. I'm thinking 6 snakes, 1, 2, 3 geckos, 1 bearded dragon.
And a partridge in a pear
That's
tree.
literally what I was thinking.
Pretty
too.
much, yeah. We have a lot, and your boy
Note
should
to
come
editor,
soon.
auto-tune that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
And he just let me know that one of his snakes just casually told me, like, oh yeah, one of them got out. And I was like they're roaming in your house. And he said, yeah.
I mean, eventually he'll show up. If he doesn't, well, too bad. I mean,
Oh my God.
it's
The mood went from, oh, we lost one of the snakes. She's like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, we'll find it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's like,
So that's
oh, okay, yeah, I'm not coming over.
That's how. So the worded was like, we lost one of our snakes because I told him I wanted to come and visit with my boys. And I was like so sad for him because I thought it passed away. And he's like, oh no, we're going to find it. I was like, oh shit, I'm not coming.
yeah. It's eventually, hopefully. I mean, I've heard stories of snakes being, because they're really good at hiding. So 6 months maybe they pop out.
But what would it eat without
6
you
months
feeding
is
it?
just
It can go a year without eating.
Oh,
I mean, it's
really?
pretty. It was a well-fed snake. I mean, he ate like.
Do they like
once a week.
reserve? Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, he ate
crazy.
once a week, big meal. So he was good. He's well fed. So if he knows any better, he'd come back home.
He's all talking to the camera. He's watching our podcast, guys.
He'd come back home.
What's his name? The one that's missing?
Chicken strip?
Chicken
They're all named after food.
Oh, I thought they were named after haircuts.
Yeah.
What? Is that it?
Oh, that's landing strip. Sorry. Yeah.
I was like, where's
my
this
bad.
going?
Yeah, they're all named after. So we have one snake that's bihon, one snake that's jajangmyeon, one snake that's eggnog, one snake that's chorizo,
Oh my gosh.
and then one is panini, the 6th one, and then
Next one's Twizzler.
actually the
Sourdough.
gecko.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the geckos aren't really named
Double decker with cheese.
after food. So we have Butter because he's missing his butt. Oh. His tail, I mean.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's just like a frog
Do
butt.
they come back?
No, not on the crested gecko.
Oh, okay.
On the leopard gecko, they do.
Oh, okay.
And then we have a goggle gecko because Rosie, because he's bright red. And then we have our leopard gecko. I can't remember the leopard gecko's name right now.
That's fucked up. He can't remember
got
one of
too
his
many babies.
Yeah, it's too many.
Damn. But the same baby mama. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. So it's a pretty interesting living room we have.
Oh, so that's in the living room. Is that what the picture?
Yeah,
I
you
was
walk
gonna-
right into the front.
That's
That's like
so
right there.
cool. That is so
Yeah.
cool. He's got like a whole museum of like.
Unfortunately, I've kind of taken over intern number 2's house. Like,
But she's down, right?
yeah, in the dining area, it's all my DJ stuff. Yeah, so I have
That's
it's all
love
set,
right there.
I have it all set up, and in the gaming room and everything in her bedroom. That's why I'm there all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So you've officially taken over.
I'm officially taking over. I'm sorry, babe.
That's love right there.
That
That's
is
real
love.
love.
It is.
So other than the reptile babies, any other new updates with you?
Oh, not really.
Okay, so just in love,
Yeah.
making babies.
No.
Practicing making babies?
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, practicing, but we're not making. Well, no, I'm starting over again.
So they're practicing making babies, but they're adopting reptile babies.
Reptiles, yes. Because you know what the great thing about reptiles too? You can go on vacation, and as long as you leave it water, they don't necessarily have to eat for like a month.
Isn't that not true with leopard gecko though? Because they were like, you need to feed it every day or it's going to die. That's what I was told.
No, you
Okay.
can't have it overweight either,
Okay.
right? Because it dies from being overweight.
I'm definitely going to pick your brain later
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
gecko thing. My son just got a leopard Was it a leopard gecko that I said?
I mean, I used to.
But that's what I told you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that one. Yeah. That's the one that he got.
Watch you send me the picture. I was like, that's not a leopard gecko. That's a bearded dragon.
No, well, he wanted that at first, but they were like, that's not good for beginner. So he got the leopard
It's actually
gecko.
easier.
Shut up. See, I knew I should have texted him first.
But you need like a 4x2 enclosure.
Oh, that's why.
eventually. So if you need if you have a 4x2 space in your room, you can, but they get big.
Oh, yeah. So he fell in love with this bearded dragon, this baby, and he like cried because it was like bonding with him in the store. And then we're like, we're not getting that because the lady told us it was going to be more complicated.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, we're not getting that. And he was like, that's the one. That's my friend. You
Yeah,
know?
and,
So-
I'll let you know of a reptile store in Spring Valley that we go to all the
Okay.
time. So you can always go there, and he'll give you great information whenever
awesome.
he asks.
It's all the same guy that sold it.
It was actually a girl, a young girl.
But
But
it was like at a Petco or PetSmart. that you
Yeah,
went to.
yeah, yeah.
No, you can get your first animal there, but eventually you don't really want to deal with that.
It's like going to
That's
Best
kinda
Buy
what I
for like
figured.
DJ equipment.
Yes, or Guitar Center.
we actually went in there because my kids wanted to look, right? We went in there because my daughter was like, I want to look at stuff for fish. My oldest daughter, she took some marine biology class and learned a bunch about fish. So she was like hyperfixating. And we left there with a gecko, 4 frogs, a hamster, and fish. Wow. Yeah. I was like, God damn it.
4 frogs.
Like 4, what are they called?
Frogs.
Dwarf something frogs. Like they're super tiny.
The one that.
African dwarf frogs or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
We have like several of those too.
Really?
Yeah, because we have a little small aquarium. We have turtles too. I forgot. We have like 3 turtles.
I have turtles. Over there.
Oh, those are cool turtles. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little bigger than these. Well, than life size. But yeah, the small little African.
Yeah.
They go in your tank.
Yeah, and they just kind of like float
Do you have a
around.
big enough tank?
For that one?
Yeah, for all of those
For the
fish and the frog.
Oh, my daughter has a separate tank for her fish, and she's like, again, super obsessed with it. She's hyperfixating, and so she like researched the tank size and all that for the type of fish.
Good.
And then our little dwarf frogs, it's like a small tank that they suggest.
Because people try to get like a beta.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they think they can keep it in a little fish bowl. No, you need
No.
a gigantic.
Right.
But they always have. If she wants to upgrade, Petco always has 50% off on tanks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so eventually, if she wants something bigger,
Mm-hmm.
just buy it already whenever they have the sale.
Cool.
But
Miss
anyway.
Lonnie,
Why are we skipping you?
Yeah,
because
sit
I'm the
down the
question
line.
asker right now. Okay, I'll go to me. What's new? I'm working a lot. That's pretty much it. Same things. I'm, momming it pretty hard, working a lot. That's part of the reason why we had to abruptly stop, because my work schedule was something that I had to like acclimate to, on top of like helping my mom's business and being a mom, and then like health stuff that came up, So that's pretty much it. Just a lot of working. I work in the hospital in the ER department now, so I've
Oh,
seen
Dang, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty like crazy stuff. It's kind of sad because like a lot of people are desensitized, right? And I still like cry when someone passes away in my section.
yeah.
I'm like the other day.
So you like registry? So you have
I
to walk up to the the trauma, right? And you have to like write all the names.
No, so the first time that I went, the first like big trauma that I experienced, there was this guy that got brought in on a code CPR, right?
Okay.
And he was literally being pumped, like you saw his chest like going caving in and out, and he got brought in, and then I want to say like 10 minutes later he passed, right? He passed away. And his family comes in, not expecting him to be passed away, and they're sobbing. You know that cry when someone goes
the
through
ugly
trauma?
cry?
Yeah, like that screech,
yeah.
that like, no, like the daughter was like, no. And I'm like crying, right? And I have to go in there like the asshole, like, do you have insurance information on you? And I was like,
that's like the worst.
I felt so guilty, but I had to do my job. You know, like the doctors were like, I can't proceed until you finish your end.
Yeah.
But I felt like such an asshole. Thank God the daughter was super understanding because she worked at Rady's.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I get it. But I'm like, dude, like, I don't want to come in here and start asking them for their address, insurance, and tell you if it's approved or not approved while you're literally dealing with losing your
Grief,
dad,
yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah, because technically then EVS comes in and somebody has to come with a morgue cart and take
Right.
and then free up that bay. You haven't seen it yet, but I've done it. I've been there when a child passed.
oh, that happened to me last week.
Oh, that's like the worst.
At first, I was like happy because the nurse that was like reporting to me, she was just like, oh my God, the 15 month something. And I thought she had said that they were good, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yay. And she looks at me crazy. And I'm like, what? And she goes, they passed. And I was like, oh my God. You know, I felt like such an asshole too because I'm all excited, you know, but yeah, it was a really sad thing.
Yeah, I think normally like the whole ED, ER just kind of it's a bad day. Everybody starts crying. It's
Yeah.
like,
There's always like something crazy. So I've definitely seen a lot of crazy shit. And as an empath, you know, because I'm a natural empath, like
Like you could read minds.
yeah, I didn't know that.
telepath.
Yeah. I feel every person's pain in there, but
Yeah.
it's also like I love to see when people do good, you know? So it's like a mixed emotion.
Just wait till wait till the winter.
Oh, that's when I started. Remember I started
Yeah,
in
no, but I'm saying like all the homeless that show up.
Oh, yeah.
And you just line them up on the hallway because they're really just there for warmth. and
I've
food.
literally seen that too. Yeah.
So your
when I first started.
your
yeah.
feelings were kind of like, oh my God, poor.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, you guys go home.
Well, you know, the thing is like I usually work at Chula Vista, right? They sent me to Grossmont, and that's where all that type of demographic is.
Yeah.
So there's just like beds and beds of homeless people and like people that are smelly, you know, like things like that. So I've definitely experienced that too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's like the most exciting thing in my life lately.
And how are the kids?
They're really, really grown now. Both of the girls are practicing driving, and I'm like in the passenger seat, like, holy shit, I'm gonna die, you know? Jaslyn, not my oldest, so my oldest daughter sucks at driving. I love you, but she cannot drive. But Jaslyn is really, really good at driving. So even though I want to shit my pants every time she's driving, she still surprises me. You know, I'm like, okay, girl, you turned right. You know, you stopped perfect, you know? And she's just like, I told you, Mom, I'm good. I'm gonna be okay. And she like always asks me to practice, and I'm like, no, not today. She's like, I'm never gonna get my license if you don't let me practice.
So how good is Ackright when he has to be the one teaching?
He is very
Oh my God, I can only imagine. No offense.
yeah. So he's the one that lets her drive more, actually. Lets the girls drive more. He's more lenient about it, but he's definitely the one that's like, stop. You know, like, and she's like, Dad, you're gonna fucking make me get in an accident. Stop freaking out, you know? But yeah, he's gotten more patient with it. Like I have had to tell him, like, dude, they're gonna crash if you don't chill the fuck out, you know? Like, so it's better now. Yeah. How about you? Back to you.
Oh my gosh, same medical stuff had to deal with. Let's just say I'm in my mom era really hard right now.
Speaking of mom era, how's baby Alina?
She's 2 now, so she's officially hit her terrible 2 phase.
Is she living up to it?
Oh, to the max. Yeah.
Nice.
To the max, yeah.
So weird. Alyssa never had that.
Really?
Yeah.
Jocelyn never had that either. I got really lucky with her.
Man. She her personality has definitely shown a lot. She's impatient. She's very impatient.
Who does she get that from?
Jason.
Oh, okay.
For sure. Jason for sure. She's very sassy, which I know she gets that from me. But I can tell like she's gonna be a leader. Like
I love that.
she's very
But that's also like you.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know?
So, other than that, it's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. Business has been slowing down, which I'm kind of grateful for, but the ones I'm getting is definitely worth it. I have a couple weddings even booked for 2027.
Oh wow.
So, it's slow, but it's good ones. So,
Awesome.
I'm excited because we're actually going to be launching our official website soon. So, like an
That's
official
exciting.
website. So, just been doing a lot of back end things lately. But yeah. Yeah. What about you, Vince?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I started a job and then I quit that job.
What job was it, if you don't mind me asking?
I was the stripper whisperer
Oh, yes,
at
yes.
a candy shop.
You were not being done right there.
No, there were.
They were not giving him what he deserved. I agree with that 100%.
I mean, like it wasn't really that because I understood that there was a building phase, but the whole thing was that
You're so
the
nice.
the new owner was making decisions that affected people directly without consulting or considering them.
Yeah.
So, like for example, all the clubs that I know, the girls are 1099. They're what's it called?
Independent-
Self-employed.
Yeah, independent contractors.
He decides that he wants to put everybody on W-2 and give them a schedule. So now they have to
Oh,
be
no.
there at a certain time. And I was like, it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
And then
Not in that industry.
when he was talking about all these improvements, I was like, okay, well, if you want me to be here and do more, then give me more days.
Right.
And instead he hires more DJs. I'm like, how is that helping? And he said, now you can do other stuff. I'm like, no. So I was DJing. Now you hired other DJs to take my job so that you could keep me at the same rate. And now I do photography. So now you're just doubling my duties with the same pay. I
So
was
yeah,
like,
that's pretty messed
yeah.
up. For sure.
yeah. But I mean, not a lot. I started collecting IKEA bags.
That's fun.
Okay.
How many have you accumulated?
Well, I have 4. Wait, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6.
Wow.
Did you name them all like food things like?
Oh, you know what? You guys are gonna learn today. Hold on.
Oh, here it goes.
So I've been collecting reptiles, and he's collecting bags.
Nice.
I'm collecting problems. No, I'm just
He,
kidding.
he doesn't have to feed those.
Wait. Well.
All right. So you guys know this one, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so this is the standard blue one. Okay, this is new.
Okay.
What's going on?
Wait. This is.
Wow.
Whoa,
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Okay. This is a
Improm-
presentation.
Yeah, I'm like impromptu presentation. Okay. Oh.
Oh, there's a zip
Oh,
up.
there's a zip up. What?
Oh,
There's a
those-
zip up?
I've seen those. Yeah.
Oh, and it's a backpack.
So did you guys know that there's a backpack duffel?
I've seen
what?
those. Those are sick.
Hold up.
Okay, I need to go to IKEA
Oh, well,
just for
what's,
that.
what's inside that thing?
You know about the bucket hat, right?
Yes.
Wow.
We've seen you wear it here.
Okay. So we got the bucket hat. Yeah.
So you know the big bag. Did you know there's a small bag?
Wow.
Wow.
Clutch.
Oh, huh?
That's not even,
Wait. I'm waiting for it to see if you have.
the what?
What?
Did you know about the tote?
No. What?
What? Okay,
Dude,
IKEA, you need to
IKEA
sponsor
sponsored
this
him.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
you need to
But
sponsor this man.
video is not sponsored by
It's
IKEA.
not sponsored, but you need to sponsor.
Yes, you should.
So you saw the small bag.
Yeah.
You
Oh
see
my
the
God, I
teeny
have one of
bag?
those.
Stop.
I love that thing.
So cute.
That's like for my Labubu.
Right?
Oh my God, those damn things.
Did you know that IKEA had a
sculptured
collab
bag?
with Off-White?
What?
What?
Can I feel that bag?
It's just a regular paper
oh, it's like
bag.
a paper bag.
Yeah.
From far away, it looked like suede.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
Oh, I also have a new baby.
Okay.
You want to see a picture?
Yeah.
I'm kind of
scared.
nervous. Okay, hold on.
Sorry, I got a text, so I gotta go back.
Oh, you had it prepped.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm waiting for them to ask me.
He's like, I'm gonna show you guys my baby.
Yeah. This is my baby. Her name is Ari.
Oh my gosh.
What baby is
Yep.
that? It's a real baby, guys.
Yeah.
Whose baby
It's
is
so
that? I said,
It's a
what
baby child. Yep.
Whose baby is that?
It's mine.
But who's it really?
It's
Who's
mine.
the mother?
This is my
AI.
child.
He's probably.
According to God.
According to God.
I am a godfather.
Godfather.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, so it's
He's the Ninong.
Yeah.
yeah. Liz is
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
okay.
That's awesome.
So, according to heaven, I am the father.
According to heaven, actually, if anything were to happen to them, you're in charge.
So I got in trouble when I was doing the baptism thing because they were asking questions. They're they're all, okay, well, we want to make sure that you're fit or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. I've done push-ups. But they're like, no, what we actually meant was we want to make sure that you understand the duties of it.
Yeah.
And so they gave us a questionnaire and stuff, and they're all,
Oh wow.
Serious. what is your
What are your intentions with the job?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Will you sell
And
it?
so I didn't know that they were gonna read this to the whole thing. So they get
Oh my god.
so they get to me
This is
and they said, okay, what are your intentions? And I was all like, what did I say? It was to avenge the death of your parents. And
Not
teach you
Marvel.
and then I was like to avenge the death of your parents, because if I'm godfather if something happens to their parents, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So live out their legacy.
Yeah.
Right? And then teach her the core values in life, which are what was it? It was what Conan said. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women.
Just so you know, intern is number one.
Number one.
One is over here shaking her head in the background with us, guys.
She's like, I expected this
Yeah.
from him.
But either way, I passed the test. So, I mean, I got myself a child.
Apparently, it was good for God.
That's so
Hey, he made this. He knew what he was doing.
It's true. You're right. Apparently, you're made in His image, so God is partly an asshole too,
Wow.
or a smart ass. I meant to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Asshole too sometimes.
Well,
but
God has a sense of humor.
this is true.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
That's why
Very
he
much
made me
does.
short. Had to humble me somehow.
That's true.
Damn.
Oh, and I bought records.
I like this new background setup. By the way, this is very cute. I like it.
Brian was here earlier, and she was like, "How long has it been since you started collecting? Just recently?" Like, the fuck you buy?
Yeah, these are all brand new, by the way.
Yeah, we just got them like last
Yeah.
week.
Where was these stored before? Because obviously this is an accumulation of your DJ career. Where did you keep them at home?
One of my other bedrooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Victor,
How many would you say you
Victor's
have?
old bedroom.
Huh?
How many would you say you have? If you could take a guess.
Over 17.
How many do you guys have at your house?
We have a lot, and Anthony has a lot like away somewhere, like packed away in the garage or somewhere. So I don't know. Definitely like around this many, but I think you might have more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
probably have more.
you know the IKEA 2x4s,
Yeah.
these, right?
Yeah.
So I had 2 of those. I was like, oh, I'll probably need just one more. I was wrong.
Yeah, so we have like a 4-square with some of the ones that he uses like in the
Like
Yeah.
in the corner. I
yeah, in the
remember back
corner. So we have that out, and then Jaslyn has a record player that she plays records on. So she has a bunch of crates under her bed, and then we have some in the garage. So I don't really know how many.
Yeah, I have about this many MP3s.
Nice.
I have a hard drive full.
Sorry. Okay.
Just one hard drive.
Which is one.
Dude.
I have like 145 sitting in my desk.
It's like crazy because you guys are all DJs and I am not. Like you guys all have your little record collection.
Dude. I remember, back in the day, like we had maybe just as much. If
I know.
not. I'm sorry.
I was reminded of that earlier.
I'm sorry.
Emphasis on the had.
Yeah,
but
had.
yeah.
I really don't know where the heck they went, honestly.
They're probably hiding with that snake.
I'm not as cool as you guys, but I'm really sad about the collection of music that I had grown on my Apple Music for like a really long time. And then I didn't realize that I was on my friend's family account. So when I went to go log in, because I had my own as well, I lost all my music. I was really sad. I was like, damn.
That's the worst.
I know. I was like, oh, this must be what it feels like when like a DJ like loses a bunch of their
laptop?
music. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, because I was so freaking sad. And I'm like, I can't remember half the songs that were on there, because
Yeah.
it was like over a span of years that I was collecting songs. So
That's why I have multiple backups just in case.
that's smart.
Yeah.
Since we're on this topic, we recently got Sweetwater High School back. And like back in the day, culture nights were like the shit back in the day. So we just did them like 2 years in a row now. It's so different. So different.
They
Like,
probably suck. The kids,
I'm
not you.
gonna- you're-
He said,
thank
she's,
you.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like it's just so sad. Like they don't appreciate music like how they used to. And you know, like they had schools from all over, even from like north side come down, and the most north school was like up here or whatever, Mira Mesa, whatever, somewhere around the area. And I was like, dang, like it's just not the same. But it was cool to be back in that scene again and just kind of like do it all over.
Well, that's like, did you see the videos from Coachella of like, there's like memes about when Missy performed and like Missy, and then she's like all lit, right? And then the millennials are all like lit, like, oh, you know, like jump into her music. And then they showed the crowd of like the younger people and they're like this, they're like,
yeah.
who is she?
And like Queen Latifah too.
Yes. I was like, what? Like she was like getting down on stage, you know, and everybody was kind of just like,
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. So now that we've talked about everything that we've gone through in our little updates, I kind of wanted to touch on like a personal growth journey topic.
Wow. Oh, there's a lot of personal growth happening.
Yeah, because there's a lot of growth, a lot of, you know, tests and trials and new comings of us in this group. So I figured that'd be a fun topic to talk about.
He's like, fuck, we're back and we're going to talk about our feelings and shit.
You know, it wouldn't be me if I didn't hit you guys with that.
It wouldn't
you
be
know?
BUplifted if we didn't dive right into that.
That part. I didn't do the brrr, though. Sorry, guys. I fucked it up. I'm a little rusty, guys. Okay. So I wanted to start with, how would you define personal growth? What does it mean to you?
Wow. I mean, it's just being able to evolve properly as a human being.
Okay.
Really. And to realize that what you think could be your own personal growth might not necessarily be growth, period.
I like that perspective.
You know
like,
what
just
I
because
mean?
you think it's growth and it might not necessarily
Well,
be.
just because, like, okay, for instance, like, I'll give you an example. Remember, like, for the longest time, I was with nobody.
Right.
So, and then what was my thing is like, I was fixing myself for the next, right?
Right.
But sometimes you can fix yourself and what you think is correct might not necessarily be optimal for the relationship you're in.
Okay, this new perspective. Okay, growth.
You know what I
Okay,
mean? 'Cause
growth.
it's like,
Intern number 2.
Right?
way to go into number 2. because it's like you get there and then you're like, you're still missing on a lot of things because you're looking at it from a one person perspective.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's almost like pre-planned. Like if I was going to think about like a trauma scenario in my head, I already know what's going to happen because I'm kind of already pre-planning it.
Right.
I'm the one that's setting the boundaries.
Right.
But when you have another person that comes in the fold,
It just changes it.
it changes everything where now I have to go, oh, wait, that's not exactly how I want it to go. So now I got to figure
Shift.
out how to shift and shift properly.
Right. That's like that saying that's like, I forget the exact quote, but it's like when you're in a fight, everything goes to plan until you get punched in the face.
Right.
know what I
Everybody
mean?
has a plan until you
Yeah.
get punched in the face.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like, that's what that
Mike
reminds me of.
Tyson, right?
Yeah, I think
Tyson
so.
said that.
Yeah, and even intern number two was like, she's like, on the podcast, you sound like you just were on the right path. And then now we're having this argument or this discussion. And I'm like, in my head, I'm going, well, I didn't really have this planned in my head.
Like, I didn't plan your response to my response.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I was pre-planning the answer. I had it answered in my head already.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of that you just have to, you have to be like, a lot of times when you think you're ready, you have all these like this pre-made spiel to talk about like how you want your next relationship to be, and you get there and it's like,
This is not what I was.
no, it's like
Yeah.
you just kind of like go back to how you were before without really thinking it,
Yeah.
and you're not really doing what you said you were going to be.
You revert back to a lot of ingrained habits or thought processes. It's very,
Right,
very true. Yeah.
Exactly.
What about you guys? What would you say personal growth means to you, or how would you define it?
You get better.
Okay.
That was the end of my sentence.
Oh, I'm just making sure, giving you
Yeah,
room
no,
to
yeah, that
grow
was it.
in your sentence, you know?
Yeah.
Question was, what does personal growth mean to me? So probably overcoming all the challenges and just seeing whether you grew, whether it was good or bad. whatever, if you've learned from it, to see if how you can apply it now.
Yeah, I agree with you guys 100%. I think also one of the things I'm learning in my personal growth journey is that like you're never done growing, right? Like
Right.
I think when you're younger, you believe, oh, I know all that already, or my parents don't know anything, or you know, you just always think you know everything when you're younger. But real wisdom is knowing that there's more to learn, right?
yeah.
Like that's kind of like a big thing for me when it comes to like the personal growth journey. You start to realize that more and more.
Yeah.
Agree.
Want to ask the next one? We'll take turns.
Oh, I can't even say this word. Catalyst for change. Is that right? Did I say
Catalyst
right?
for
Wow. I'm proud of myself.
She said change. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That was a college word,
Yeah,
guys.
Yep.
yeah.
We're so smart on this panel.
We think good sometimes.
Sweetwater High.
Yep.
No.
She's
Oh,
like,
snap.
no, don't
All that
credit it
summer
to
school's
them.
paying off.
Right. Okay. What are some significant life events or specific moments that spark personal growth significantly? Growth significantly impacted your growth journey, traumatic experiences, success stories, love stories, etc.
So, what are some events that, like, you feel like were big impacts on that personal growth journey that you had gone through?
For me, it's basically like how do I put this so that it's understand. I mean, it's easier to understand. It's like just learning that there's another person in front of me with feelings.
So, but what kind of event sparked that? Like, was it becoming in a relationship, getting a divorce? You know, like what?
No. It's basically like I could say something that I would think that would be a joke, and it's like it affects the other person a whole different way.
So you being in a relationship, is that what?
Yeah, because
the
I'm
event
saying like a
was?
specific. Oh, sorry, a specific event that sparked the growth.
Yes, me being
In a
with someone. Yeah, in a relationship. Yeah.
Do you think you not being one in a long time and then being in one is part of that?
That sparked the change. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps kind of like,
Is that your phone?
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. It helps me get to where I'm at in a much clearer way. You know,
Yeah, I
you
get
know what I
that.
mean? It's like I'll give an example. And I guess Vince says this all the time, you know, he wants somebody that makes his life simple.
Right.
Like as a relationship. He wants somebody that will kind of like give him peace.
Right.
But I've realized
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I'm laughing.
I've realized I have to be at peace before I can find that person that will give me peace.
Say that.
Okay, say that.
Because if I'm not at peace, how can I expect somebody to give me peace?
It's true.
And how am I going to deliver that peace to the person if I'm all sorts of fucked up?
Louder for the people in the back.
You know, so I have to still go. I can't really like all this stuff that I could say on the podcast is all for naught if I can't be at the level of peace where I can have somebody in my life to make it peaceful.
Right. So almost like you can't expect something from someone that you can't even deliver yourself.
Yes, I can't expect somebody to come in there and ultimately make my life peaceful when it's fucked up.
Right.
Do you feel like you not being in a relationship for so long has injured you being in the relationship now? Or do you feel like it's
No,
helped you,
I
like
think
that time?
I think that let him heal, though.
I think yes.
Yeah.
I think not being in a relationship allowed me to be at a level where I can think clearly about whether or not, you know, instead of like when you tell me something, I might instantly argue. Well, until you're in that situation, you're still your first instinct is to argue. But now that I'm in a relationship, I can now be like, I'm able to go, oh, I fucked up. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like I can accept that, go, oh, I messed up, and then I'll approach it a different way, or well, show me how to approach it.
So you're saying from you having that break of being by yourself has helped you get to that point?
Get to the point where I'm
Okay.
not stubborn enough.
You're not
to,
reactive.
I'm not. Well, I could be reactive, but I'm saying like
You're more open.
I'm more open to the suggestion of how to change things to make this better.
Makes
Awesome.
sense.
as opposed to like fight it and say my way or the highway. Like, you know, like when you're younger or whenever, a lot of times it's like my way or highway, and then either side goes, oh, he's stubborn, she's stubborn, and it's almost like if we want to make this last for the rest of my life, I have to kind of humble myself and say I fucked up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Lonnie, what about you? If you could like bullet point like some certain events that forced you to grow in a certain way, what
I
do you think
mean,
those would be?
One's clear, like me being a mom.
Yeah.
For sure, that's changed a lot. Just within this year, I've like welcomed somebody in my life back again, and that was very hard to do. But there was a reason for it.
The reason was to give me the records.
We'll get there. I'll look into it for sure for you. So for sure, those are like the two biggest things. And where me and Jason are at in our relationship too, I think that's a big factor. Just because I still had to kind of like Queer Rich, where there's things that happened in my past that I'm like, oh shit, I thought I was over it and I thought I overcame it, but really there's some things that come up that trigger it, and I have to remember like this is
separate.
It's separate. So that patience, I've learned a lot more patience with my daughter. She's helped me understand that a lot more. I thought I was patient, but ooh, now I'm like
She's
she's testing that now. But she's also taught me to have more grace for myself. So
I love that.
it's nice because it's a constant reminder, like everything that I didn't get to have or do for when I was a kid, like I'm trying to do for her. So
You would say motherhood and your relationship are two kind of like big
yes.
life events that fostered some growth in you.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Vince? What are some bullet points or like timestamps in your life that you were like, that forced me to grow as a person?
This is actually going to sound really corny, but I think being part of the BUplifted podcast.
cry.
Wait, hold on.
No, so the reason
Are you being for real?
the reason for this is
that. He's
because
all,
like
yeah.
I've had a lot of internal thoughts, but then I've never vocalized it, or I've had a platform, but I've never actually had people to share that platform with. So a lot of the things that I say, they do come from like, you know, things that are internalized or things that I've just had built up or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, just being able to I guess hypothetically relate to people, because I have no idea who's gonna watch this.
Right.
But I also know that there are like billions of people out there, and there might be some people that feel the same or think the same way as me.
Right.
And when I was alone and not doing this, I always thought that there was something wrong with me. And I still do think there's something wrong with me.
There's something wrong with all of us.
Yeah, but exactly.
Yeah.
So it normalizes individuality. And so I think that that's one of the biggest things.
Was there a certain episode, or was there something that one of us have said or each of us have said that made you feel that way?
Yeah, we were the first ones to say hawk tua, because remember Grayson said that first time that you see like the woman's labia. What's the first thing you do?
Oh
He's
my
like,
God, you're right. We did say that on that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. He
Yeah.
posted a reel on it.
I'm
Yes.
about to.
OG.
I am about to play that and be like, timestamp this date compared to the girl that said it, and
Yeah.
see that.
Oh, it's almost by a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, well-
that's true.
But we weren't like
We were not
hot,
cool enough.
We were hot blonde.
Yeah, we're not hot and
Yeah.
blonde and cool enough.
Grayson wasn't pretty enough. Sorry, Grayson.
Any
Yeah.
other events?
Well, I mean, taking the leap and starting this business.
I love that.
Yeah.
Being okay, you know, like doing this and having a lot of hobbies that coincidentally also pay me puts me in a mindset where good enough is good enough. So instead of like when I paid off my car, I didn't try to upgrade to another car. I was just like, no, at one point in time, this was my dream car. So I was happy with that. And then with that, like people have described me like my fake girlfriend, she describes me as financially ambiguous because nobody knows how much money I have, because like I don't spend a lot, but I have everything that I want.
Right.
You know, I don't splurge, but if I want
a good way
something,
to
I
describe
usually
you,
get
actually,
something.
yeah.
You know, so I might be poor. I'm definitely not rich, but I might be doing okay.
You're definitely not.
You know, and yeah, so you know, and then having that that mindset, that also allows me to enjoy the things that I have, as opposed to be jealous of the things that I don't have.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Your turn, Miss Queen Bee.
This is why I asked the question, so I don't have to answer them. So when I thought about this question, I was like, okay, what life events? And honestly, one big thing is all of my relationships. Every one of my relationships, probably because they were traumatic. I learned something. I learned something about myself, what I would tolerate, what I wouldn't, how strong I was, how weak I was, you know? So definitely all of my relationships, and then agree with you in the motherhood department. Being a mom definitely shifted my being. There's a difference between like living for yourself and having something that you love live. You know, it's like your heart living outside of your body, right? So that forced personal growth. Even other things like from my childhood, like if I was to timestamp things like my parents' divorce, that definitely made a difference in me as a person. A lot of the like health stuff that I've been going through lately, you realize like, oh shit, like you're not invincible, and you don't sit like all the things they tell you, you know, like you're not invincible, you're not young forever, take care of yourself. There's something that I heard someone say that like when you hit 40, you see who's taken care of themselves and who hasn't, right? And I really believe that, because now that I'm in my 40s, even though on the outside, you know, people are like, oh, you look great for your 40s. I'm like, that's great. But I didn't really stress about my health. You know, it wasn't like I was like a super healthy eater, a super active person. I was kind of just like riding the good gene Asian wave. You know what I mean? But now that I'm in my 40s, it's like, oh shit, like now all that stuff's popping up, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay, like I need to make a shift. Like I'm learning things like that. So
And a good way to do that is by using the Babes 10 at Mikey'sMeals.com.
no, honestly, like, I'm not even going to lie, guys. Like, I was looking back to when I was at my healthiest, right? It was when we first started this, I was literally on Mikey's Meals, like, around the clock. I was at the gym regularly, and all my health concerns were popping up, you know? And now that they are, it's because of that. I'm not doing all this strict stuff, you know, that I should be. But, yeah.
Going back to when you're saying like your relationships and even like the life traumas of, I'm going to say traumas if you want to call them that. But sometimes you like just take a minute and look back. You're like, oh shit, I actually went through all that. Like, do you like, or do you need somebody else to tell you like, do you remember you went through this shit? Because I'm dealing with that now.
I think that's a really great question, because there are moments where I do have that self-strength, right? Where I'm just like, man, I'm a fucking thug. Like, I've been through some shit and I'm fucking here right now. But I do definitely have moments where I'm like down. And I have to have like a good friend, or, you know, even my daughter, you know, because she's been riding with me since my 20s, you know, like my first daughter, she's like, Mom, like, you have made it through some of the worst times. You're one of the strongest people I know. You know, this person did this, and this to you. Like, you're going to be okay. So, yeah, I definitely have to have that reminder sometimes. For sure. You know? And I feel like even the strongest people do at times, you know? So, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes, like, when you wake up, just take a moment to kind of realize you've kind of gotten through some of the worst parts of your life, and you're still standing.
Right, exactly.
You know, instead of, like, rushing through the day, that's how you forget, right? I think if you get there and you get up and you kind of just sit in your bed, don't do anything, just kind of reflect, I think that makes it a lot better, because then it reminds you that if yesterday was the hardest day of your life, well, you got through it. Yeah, you got through it.
I love that.
That's something I feel like whoever is listening should take that, because I feel like even for myself, and I'm sure a lot of people who do listen to this, like, we just go into autopilot mode.
Exactly.
And it's like, you don't remind yourself like, hey, it's a new day, fresh start. Remember where you were at yesterday, like, just like you said. So I think that's something hopefully someone can take from that.
Yeah, speaking on that, I was actually talking to someone very close to me recently, because, you know, they were stressing about certain problems and stuff that comes up. And I was like, you know, one of the things, and I'm older than them, right? And I was like, one of the things that I've learned is that life is going to throw you quote unquote curveballs, right? And the biggest thing is learning how to shift and learning how to adapt to them. And I used my mom as an example, right? Because, you know, they're in our family and they know my mom. I was just like, you know, like, for example, my mom had plans to do A, B, C, and D, you know, and every time she made a plan, something fucked up would happen, right? Like some kind of trauma, some kind of accident, some kind of tragedy. And every time I've watched my mom shift and just keep it pushing, you know, despite whatever the plan was. And then she would still accomplish the plan, but she had to shift 20 times to get there, you know? So I was telling this person that, like, just because, kind of like what you're speaking on, right? Like, just because you've gone through these hard times and you're going through these tough moments, at the end of the day, you got to keep your eye on the prize, and you have to take those curveballs as they come.
You can't let those things dwell, and you know,
Right.
You can't let them affect you.
Right.
And I think that's what's with your mom. It's easy for her to just forget and keep going.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to be able to dump all that stuff that doesn't matter.
Right.
And just keep going, and then, you know, it helps you progress as opposed to like sitting there and kind of be like, almost like the victim mentality. Like, oh, woe is me, blah, blah, blah. And then by the time you've realized you got to move on, well, everybody has kind of moved past you.
Right. And speaking to the whole, like, being strong, like, even my mom, I had to remind her that the other day because she's dealing with some stuff right now. I was like, Ma, do you remember the shit that you've been through? Like, you're going to be okay. And she had to kind of like check herself, and she's like, you know what, Anuk, you're right. You know, she was like, you're right. Like, I have been through some shit. And I'm like, you got this. Like, don't worry about it, you know? So
That's right. It's never too late to give up.
wow. So we're still BUplifted, guys.
Well, it's never too late to give up. At least you tried.
Yeah.
Yep.
You keep trying.
Exactly. You keep trying.
Why do you
for
think I'm
sure.
so good at everything? Because I keep on giving up and doing something new.
So, what are some challenges you think you faced in your self-growth journey, guys? Like, name some challenges that was just like, man, that was fucking tough.
Women.
That's honest.
It is honest, yeah.
Yeah.
Self-sabotage.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Are we popcorning this? All right.
No, but I mean, like, okay.
Okay, elaborate on women. Elaborate on women.
What girl would put up with me spending money on these IKEA bags? See how happy I
Some
am?
ABG.
No.
Why has it got to be ABG?
Well, I'm saying because you know he's looking at the ABG. She's gonna have the fucking panda dunks. You know, she's gonna love to have a
hell
collection.
No.
He said, hell no.
Nah. I'll buy
So
Yeezys. I'm happy
so
with
you're
that.
not wanting the girl that would love that.
No. She'd want this
we
in
go.
Louis Vuitton form.
You know,
We're on season 5, y'all, and some things.
Never change.
Yeah, look at all of the useless things I spend money on. See this mixer? It's unusable, but I'm happy I have it.
Some girls probably.
So you feel like women have gotten in the way of you being able to do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
so-
okay,
I mean,
so
I can see
went,
how it's valid.
Yeah.
I went on a fake date with my fake girlfriend, right?
We're going to have to elaborate on this later, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to a restaurant. I don't go to restaurants. All of the places that I go
Yeah, you
where
take coupons to Arby's. Like you
yeah,
said.
exactly. So all of the places that I go to, if it has a menu, it's usually on a TV
Right.
behind the register. This particular place, it was a very confusing place. It was
He's like,
I
there was
only-
an open menu.
Yeah, there was an open menu, and
It's
the
in
font
French.
was really small
It was a
in
hard
cursive.
Hardcover.
And I was like, "What the heck?" And it was like it was only these lights that were on, so it was like yellow. And I'm like, "Dude, how do I read this?" I couldn't
'Cause
even.
you can't read.
And,
You gotta
and
put
the
your
reason, the reason that we went here is because it was her birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, "Okay, well, you're not celebrating with anybody. I'll take you out." And she's all like, "Okay, cool." She said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "Well, I'm kind of lazy, so what's near you?" And she's all, "I'm downtown." I was like, "Perfect." So I looked at restaurants and I couldn't pronounce this one, so I was like, "That's got to be good." So we went to. I learned how to say it. It's called Fogo de Chao.
Oh my God, I love that
Oh.
place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you? Oh, I was so stupid. I shouldn't have looked at the menu because part of the salad bar thing.
Yeah.
They have like crispy caramelized bacon.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
unlimited. I
Right.
would have just ate all of that. I would have picked the cheapest thing on the menu and then just got that. But no. And she was all fancy. She's like, "I want the what is it? Cauliflower steak or whatever."
Isn't it all you can eat there?
If you choose
Yeah.
that option.
Yeah, you could do that. But then we're
me,
like,
that's
"Oh,
more
let's
worth
just
it."
do the let's just do the regular food." Because I didn't
A la carte, yeah.
yeah, I was just like, "Oh, whatever." And she picked that.
That's where you fucked up.
Yeah,
No.
because if you're gonna pay that much for a la carte, you might as well get the all you can
Deadass,
eat.
yeah.
Well, no, but they didn't have salmon on the like the sword stick thing.
But you're not eating meat.
No, I love salmon.
No, he wanted salmon.
Oh, but
Yeah.
you felt like salmon. That was
Yeah.
like specifically what you wanted.
Yeah, well, that's what I saw,
bacon.
and that's what I liked. So
I see. I
yeah.
see. Okay.
She wanted the cauliflower steak or something like that. I was like, okay, well, and she said, oh, the salmon sounds good. I said, why don't we just split it? And right before she ordered, she's all, hey, you know, cauliflower steak is not steak, right? I was like, yeah, we're gonna get our own.
Oh, you.
Yeah,
It's the vegan woman of his dreams that he talks
but no,
about
no,
all the
but
time. No, I'm just
she
kidding.
does eat meat, but she was just in the mood for that, and I was
Okay.
like, all right. And then she's like, well, I want to try salmon, so we're both gonna get salmon. I was like, that was stupid. But
Did
yeah,
you tell her that?
yeah, I told her that
course
was
he
dumb.
did.
Okay, I just want to make sure
But-
you're sticking to your true roots.
But we ended up eating. We had a good time. It was funny because like I was trolling the
Of course
waiter
you
and
would.
everything. You know, like when he brought the check or the bill. I don't know why people call it check, but when he brought the bill, he's all, is there anything else I could do for you? I said, yeah, this extra receipt. Can you throw it away? I didn't need my wife to find evidence about her.
Oh my god.
And he felt all awkward. And then there was another time that I was like, oh yeah, we've gone on a couple dates. Another time we went out to Outback Steakhouse because I had a gift card. So thank you, ex-girlfriend,
Nice.
for sponsoring the current date that I
Wow.
had.
Wow.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. I remember the waitress there. Yeah.
This is what you guys have been missing.
I know. This is why we took a break. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
No,
just kidding.
but so well, yeah, I got a child. But what's it called? What did I do to this waitress? Oh, they were asking, oh, what are you guys celebrating? I was like, it's our 1-year anniversary of her giving me pink eye.
Oh my god.
And she's like, oh, okay, what are you guys gonna do? I said, well, we're probably gonna go SeaWorld. And she's all, why? I said, but she kept like, talking about Shark Week, so I figure we're gonna go there.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
was she laughing with you? I'm curious to know how her.
There was a couple of times like
There was a couple of times.
well no most of it I think she was which was it was really weird because the waitress asked for my contact information and she gave it to her. She's all like, oh, you could hit him up on Instagram or whatever. I was like, that's rude. Like what if we're actually a couple? I don't want to be whored out like that.
She's all pimping you out. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
she was. But then it was funny too because I forgot what it is that I said, but she did laugh hard enough to like lose her breath and put her head down. And then one of the other waitresses walked by and she thought that I just broke up with her.
Oh,
I thought that was hilarious.
that is funny.
Yeah.
How
But
about you, Kuya?
I don't think I can.
What were we
I don't think I can. I don't think I can follow that.
So the question was, what have been some challenges you faced in your self-growth journey? Like,
Oh,
have
wait.
there been...
so yeah.
put this
So
down.
basically with the exception of the Outback Steakhouse sponsored by the ex-girlfriend, when we went to Fogo de Chao, if we were on regular dates, I wouldn't be able to afford all of this. You know, I wouldn't be able to be available for all of my friends to come by and record or do photo shoots
I see.
or, you know, take up extra gigs and stuff like that. So yeah,
So women get in the way.
they can, and in my experience, relationships require obligation.